Social media marketing. A lot of companies want to get engaged in it, but when we talk about social media, we see the most successful is authentic conversations. So let's look at some research about how you can have authentic conversations with your customers. Hi, I'm Daniel Burstein, Director of Editorial Content at Marketing Sherpa. We are here at And Then, the DMA's annual event. I'm joined now by Dr. Lori Baker, Associate Professor of Kansas State University, and you're in charge of the Center for Rural Enterprise Engagement, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Myself and a couple of other faculty members started the center recently. This is actually our first year. We'd been working on research for 2 or 3 years prior, though, really looking at how we could help some of those rural enterprises learn how to do marketing better, particularly new in social media marketing. Many of them are in areas where the population is drying up, so they can't necessarily bank on only marketing to people in their rural community. They need to broaden their horizons and expand beyond the borders of their tiny rural towns.
Now, when I first heard about this research, I thought it was very interesting because whether you're a rural marketer or not, what we're seeing trend-wise nationwide is these major food brands are losing billions and billions of dollars in market value because these niche players, these organic players are really, gaining interest and favor with customers. So what have you learned about that, about why customers are drawn to that?
Right, yeah, you're right. There is a lot of interest in that. And one of the things we're kind of trying to identify is how can we overcome some of the barriers of serving those customers, because those customers are really excited to have that connection with an actual producer, somebody that grew it themselves, possibly in a rural area that's very picturesque, but at the same time they're used to purchasing from Amazon or other places. So they want that, but they want it the next day or the day after, and they want it to arrive perfect. And so those are some of the real challenges that we're trying to overcome, is how can we not only market beyond the borders, but how can we actually deliver that product in a timely manner?
Yeah, create that user experience. It makes a lot of sense. So we'll talk about what big brands can learn, but let's talk about some of those small. So if you're a small enterprise, if you're a solopreneur, what can you do? Where should you focus your energy to help serve that customer?
Right. I think that's one of the biggest things is, first of all, you absolutely have to make time for it. And it doesn't have to be a ton of time, but up front there needs to be some time to plan a strategy. What we've really found working with some of the garden centers and some of these rural businesses is that they're doing everything else and they don't have any time, and so they're like, I'm just gonna throw up a Facebook page, everybody else is doing it, I'm sure it's gonna catch on and people are just gonna start buying from me magically. Well, that's not exactly how it works. So really need to sit and plan a strategy. Does Facebook even make sense? Or is there something else that really makes sense that you can get a hold of your customers and really give them the content they need so that they'll end up purchasing the product from you?
Yeah, I love that. It's a great example. People always ask, should I be on Facebook? And the question is, well, maybe. Where are your customers? Are they on Facebook? Through your research, what are some companies you've seen that are doing it right?
Yeah, we really have seen some companies that are doing a decent job of connecting with their consumers. Unfortunately, more often than not, what we're seeing is that they're throwing out a coupon but not even tracking if those people are coming in the store. So one of the things that we really hope to take back is some strategies to implement for track if those customers are coming in, see if Facebook is the preferred method for them, and can you really do some promotion on your Facebook site to bring those customers in? One example I like to use is in some of our recent research, the customers that we sat down with and asked them how they were interacting with this garden center online said, you know what, I got really upset because my friend went into the store and there was 20% off sale. I was on Facebook, I thought I deserved to know about the sale first, no mention of it. So some of the garden centers had been really hesitant to actually market on Facebook. They thought, oh, people just want me to educate them on Facebook. Well, no, your customers are expecting some level of engagement and interaction with you, and they feel like they should know first. So not being afraid to sell in a way on your Facebook account or Twitter or wherever else it might be.
That's interesting. And you say sell, but it sounds like what the customer is looking for is information, right? It happens to be about a sale. But.
Right, it happens to be about a sale. But I think some of the garden centers in particular were saying, well, we were told that we couldn't sell on Facebook. Like, we shouldn't be telling them about a sale price on something or a discount on something, whereas the customers were saying, yeah, tell me about it. I want to hear about it. So that's what was really going to get them in the store. So one of the things we hope to do is continue to make that disconnect between the two smaller.
Well, that's a great lesson. Don't just blindly follow best practices. See what your customers really want. Learn from your customers. So lastly, let me ask you, so a lot of these big brands, what can they learn from the rural enterprises? How to create products that really matter to customers, and also how to create, the word organic is really interesting, right? Because it has a specific USDA certification meaning, but it also kind of means authentic. So how can those big brands become more authentic in their marketing and in their products?
Right, and there has been a lot of research done on transparency. Everybody wants to see that product from start to finish, and so I think they want to see that farmer aspect, and they want to see that created in an authentic environment. So I think a lot of that happens from just stories. Highlighting the people that are producing this food or this product, and show the places where it's coming from. Those are the things that customers are really connecting with and wanting to see.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your time, Dr. Baker.
Yeah,
Thank
sure.
you for sharing your research with us.
Great, I enjoyed it.
And thank you for watching. You can learn how to create authentic conversations with your customers by watching more of the interviews from Anand at marketingsherpa.com/DMA.